Pepper. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. My second company is BlackSeriesEdition.com. Today we're going to be doing a tutorial video. Let me zoom up a little bit. And it's a tutorial video when we talk about the white screen. Stuff like that coming in here to make trouble for no reason at all. What you doing in here? Leave my stand alone. Don't even touch it. Hear me say tutorial, you already want to be on camera. All right, white screens, the big lie. Again, go player, don't mess with the camera, Taco. Sorry about that, my cat's coming here acting up. Downstairs, door's open, mind his own business. The minute I come upstairs, he got to act up. All right, so I explained this to you before that one of the things I don't like is the fact how Amazon and other websites lie about the white screen. Now the white screen is a fantastic screen because again, I can paint over top of it, it's cheap, you know what I mean? We can put our technology to it, that's fantastic. But for people who think that they're going to get this at the end of the day, if you buy a white screen, this is never ever going to happen, period. This is a huge lie. And this is something that Amazon needs to cut down on because again, people are buying this thinking that they're going to be able to achieve that surface right there. When you're not, it could be even worse. The worst combo I've seen people do is the fake projector and white screen at the same time. Man, talking about walking through a burning building like doused in kerosene. So anyway, these are the pictures usually they show off. Look at this, I love this one. This is the whole entire family, friends all getting together to watch a soccer game that looks like a TV. This is just not going to happen at all, period. You're not going to get those colors. That grass is not going to pop. None of that's going to happen. So that's completely fake. There's another one. Let me see. We got this one. We got one of these outside. Oh, this is an interesting one right there. Look at that right there. Look how crisp in the image is. Boy, I'm telling you, they photoshopped the daylights out of that one. All right, man, that's definitely not going to happen at all, period. You're not picking any of this up. You're going to have to be in a really, really dark environment in order to pull that out. What are you asking for this? $89 for this one. Let me see. What do these people putting in for the descriptions for these things? Here's another one. I love it when you have the football player that's coming up the side. This is another, you know this is fake. There's no way in the world you're going to have an image where you're going to have the football player literally leaning off the side of the screen like this. That's not going to happen at all, period. So keep in mind, this is all fake. This is not real. Your image is never going to look like this. $16K, 4K? No. You're not supposed to use white screens for 4K projectors. No one, like I said, you can't pull color, you can't pull contrast, you can only pull white level, that's basically about it. And that whopping 2 million to 1, where people think that's going to fix the problem, no, that's not going to work at all, you're not going to pick that up. If that was the case, you would see demonstrations on ultra short throw projectors with a 2 million to 1 pulling up a solid contrast level in a fully lit environment, but you do not see this because it can't be done. So that's not very good, that's never going to happen. Let's see what else they have here too. Are there any other pictures they have in here? Oh, this is a good one. This is an absolute good one. Look at this one right here. Look at the image on that screen outside. That's completely photoshopped. That's definitely fake. I like how the other companies, Elite Screens, do that because they do their logo across and that's it. But this is definitely false advertising on so many levels. I wonder if they turn this screen on. Chances are, I bet you it doesn't even, at nighttime, it's probably not even show it. They just want to assemble it, put it together. All right, I've pretty much done this too many times to count. So the tripod system I got downstairs basically for photo background is exactly the same. This is what it is. And the screen has these latches onto it that hook all the way around the screen. That's all it is. Yeah, pretty easy to do. And I told you the lights will be out on that one. We have to turn the lights out. Can't be in a fully lit environment, the screen will wash out.
Yes, this is finished. This is so beautiful.
That is so washed out, it's not even funny, literally. I mean, I'm used to seeing screens with much better color, and I can look at that. It's interesting how you've been doing this business long enough, how you see things completely different, and that is completely washed out. That is so bad. That image is so bland. Let me go back to this one section right here.
This is so beautiful.
Wow. Can I do this without ranting? Is this even possible? We gotta keep this professional. Look at that. That is so bad. That is supposed to be, that is so washed out. People actually think this is a real screen. Oh my goodness. This is why I don't go into these videos, because they just, if you can, oh my goodness. This is the reason why we got chefs in the family. I went to culinary arts, but I didn't take it to the degree that some of the people my family have. They're like master chefs. They're way up there. And they literally can go to a restaurant and get up and just walk out. Don't come back. Don't say anything. They'll get in the car to drive off. That's it. And they're like, what the freak was that all about? Like, I couldn't eat that food. It was disgusting. It was nasty. Thing I ever eaten. I had to leave. I was disgusted. The whole place turned me off. I had to go. And I'm eating the food. I'm like, I don't see anything wrong with it. But see, their palates are refined. They have a refined palate where they're used to having a certain required taste. If they don't taste that required taste in that food, they don't touch it. They won't go near with a 10-foot pole. So my eyes are trained to see a certain level, definitely contrast and color. Screens are, I'm used to seeing screens. I react to them like TVs. And that is so washed out. That looks nothing like what they advertised. Now you see off you see the image that he's displaying here. See that image? That's what it's supposed to look like. That's coming off the cell phone compared to what the screen looks like. That's what I'm telling you. Look at something. It's supposed to be have more color. It's supposed to pop. That road is supposed to be a tannish color. It's not even picking up at all, period. There you go. I don't know how in the world, but they thought this looks like that. Where do you get the comparison at? That is absolutely horrible. Whew, man. This is why when I can't be around white screens at all. I literally just walk through them and I can't do it that crap because I know exactly what they're supposed to look like. There's no way in the world that projector should be looking that awful at the end of the day. That's absolutely horrible. Look at that. Look at the difference between that on the cell phone that he's playing right there compared to the white screen. Now, I like the concept of the screen. That's fantastic. We code over that with black technology. We turn that into something completely different. But other than that, that's all washed out. And this is when, customers will send me demonstrations on their white screens and say the image looks amazing. I'm like, no, I don't want to hurt their feelings and all, but the image looks horrible. Absolutely horrible. That's the most worried. Look at the grass. Look how the grass looks all dull. It's supposed to be this looks better than that. Come on. That's awful. That's a shame. Because the thing about it is people think that if they can pick up an image and they can see an image, this is considered to be a win. No, that is absolutely horrible. It's supposed to look like a TV outside. That's how it's supposed to look. That grass is supposed to pop. It's supposed to pop. This is a Crystal Ridge site. Ron, do you see the demonstrations right here? Do you see how that screen looks? That's how your screen is supposed to look. This is the outside, mind. It's not even inside the house. It's a 150-inch screen outside. Do you see what the greens look like? How they pop, how they come to life? That's how it's supposed to look. not that washed out grass that looks like it's been sitting in the desert, like the desert has gone through it, or the heat has gone through it and dried out the grass. It's supposed to look realistic, like you're actually looking at a TV. And that's a 720p projector that's running. It's supposed to look realistic. Color is supposed to pop. It's supposed to explode off the screen. Not look like, ugh. And that used to be a white screen at one point before we converted it. Now, like I said before, you're not going to be able, you got to be careful about those particular demonstrations, just like these. You have to be careful. You have to make sure you're getting what you're getting. A white screen at the end of the day, don't be fooled. It's not going to be able to give you that level that you're supposed to be picking up. You're not going to be able to get that at all, period. That screen is a bottom dollar screen. Those screens wash out so fast. The good thing about the white screen, it's cheap, it's affordable, and again, with their coating, it's going to look absolutely amazing. We can convert that screen into something completely crazy with their technology. But as I said before, you're not going to be picking this up. And this is why I warn people at the end of the day, be careful about these Photoshop images, because these are images, like I said, at the end of the day, that are not going to do exactly what you think you're going to do. You're not going to be able to pull that image out. It's not going to happen at all. Now, another problem you got to run into is the weatherproof motorized projection screens. Let's get those real quick. This is something you have to be careful about too. Motorized outdoor. Projector screens. Let's see what we have here. I wonder if they're still there. I was wondering if the screens are actually still there. Indoor, outdoor, and 4.3. Why is it a 4.3? For $205, that's a robbery right there. So the screen you're seeing right here, this is an absolute robbery. And I'll tell you why it's an absolute robbery. Because that screen right there is 120 inches, 4.3 for $205. Do you have any idea what a 4.3 screen is? You can't run 16.9 off a 4.3. That's not going to work. I don't even know how they're selling this. How are you selling a 4.3 at 120 inches for $205? That's me scratching my head trying to figure that out. That's an old aspect ratio. How are they getting away with that? Now, if a customer buys that, gets it home, hits it with a 16:9 projector, realizes that half of the screen is missing from left to right because it's a 4.3. That's what he has. And they're selling for $120. This is one of the things I told you have to be careful about. They're trying to sneak those old 4.3s in there, make them look modernized, and say, hey, look, it's not a 16:9 format. And if a customer is not careful, he will buy this and find out when he gets home that it's not going to do a 16:9 format, which is required for a majority of most movies and TV show applications. This will not work at all, period. And they're asking for, this one right here, they're asking for $205. It's a motorized indoor and outdoor screen. All right, so already it's bad because of the fact that it photoshopped the daylights out of the picture, number one. Number two, it's a 0.3, which you're not running any application. You can't even run your PS4 for this. It's not going to work. PS4, PS5, PC, whatever, will not run off this. It's 4.3. You could run Dreamcast, you could run RetroPie, you can run the older systems that did 4.3. You can do that, but you can't run anything new off of it. Now, it's motorized for indoor and outdoor. So, what we want to look for in the description, does it say anything about specifications for outdoor applications, which means is it basically sealed from sand, dirt, moisture, stuff like that? So we see right here, 160 viewing angle, 1.2 gain, 4 layers for the black backing, that's so light doesn't transfer through. So right here, eliminates light penetration and reduces top quality color reproduction. Are we seeing anything here about the outside capabilities? Fast to install, rise, fully assemble, plug in and play. Of course, it rise, fully assemble. I've never heard anybody assembling a motorized projection screen. Never heard of that before. Plug in and play, ready motorized projection screen, suitable for both wall mounts, ceiling mounts, mounting, idea, choice for home theater, education, conference room, presentation, outdoor movies. This is outdoor movies, but is it weatherproof? It's not saying anything about that. So nothing here states anything about the screen being weatherproof. The problem you have here is most people, if you see a screen that says outdoor, they're going to leave it out there. What's the point? You know how big a 120-inch motorized screen is? It's quite a big screen. I've had motorized 120 before, and it's a really big screen. So if someone's going to have it outside, thinking that it's an outdoor screen, they're going to leave it out there. They're not going to pick up a 120-inch screen, take it off the stand, bring it into the house, and do this every single day. This is not going to work. So that's why if they're going to do a 120-inch outside, they're going to look for a screen that's designed for outside, so that way you don't have to keep removing the screen. But this screen tells you that it's indoor and outdoor screen. So if you ever seen the motor on a 120-inch screen, again, they're quite huge, about 147 inches in length. They're huge. You're not picking that up and taking it off the side of a wall and bringing it into the house every single day because you're afraid the weather's going to jack it up. So that's why it says outdoor, and you're thinking, I'm going to leave this outside. You're going to burn out your motor, all kinds of stuff are going to happen to it. It's not going to work. After a good rainstorm or whatever, even moisture from the morning dew, it's going to jack that thing up. Because nowhere does it say that that screen has weatherproof capabilities. Just says this projection screen is easy to wipe down with soap and water. Now, if you were to buy motorized outdoor screen by Elite, on the other hand, see if Elite has one, a motorized outdoor screen. Here we go. Yardmaster, 100 inches, motorized. Let's see. Let's see, motorized screen. Is that a tabby? That wasn't a tabby, but I think it's a tabby. It's the outdoor electric motorized screen designed for outdoor use without. Okay. So, let's see. Designed for outdoor use. How much are they asking for that screen anyway? Yeah, that's about right. About $1,300. Yeah, that'll do it. About $1,300 would do it for an outdoor screen. Outdoor screens aren't cheap. Well, it says right here. Okay. Let's see what it says on their screens right here. This is the Yardmaster, motorized outdoor install, bringing the media room quality and functionality to your open air spaces. This series is an electric screen with two-way projection material front and rear. Right there, it says an IP33 rating for wind and rain penetration. For outdoor applications, tab tension. Whoa, wait, that's a tab tension screen. Usually tabbies are very expensive. That's a tabby for $1,300? Was 100 inch at $1,300? But still is a tabby. All right, let's see where it says right here. Let's see, two-way material, open air spaces. No. Here we go. Open air spaces, where it says right here, if I can find that back where I had it right there. right there. Rating is an IP33 rating for wind and rain penetration, which means that screen, rain, whatever, it can rain on that screen and it won't get damaged. So it clearly says right there that that screen basically is designed, it's weatherproof, it's sealed, so you don't have to worry about if it rains, snows, or whatever, your screen doesn't get jacked up at the end of the day. Where the other one doesn't say anything, it just says that it's an outdoor screen. It doesn't really get any kind of rating or any kind of rating for basically for the ability to be wind and rain for outdoor use. It just clearly says it's an outdoor screen. Look at this. Rust resistance, all that information is put on there. You know what I mean? That it's rust resistant, all that stuff is put on there because this is going to be an outdoor screen you're going to be using. Yeah, all that's supposed to be on there. That's why if I'm doing an outdoor screen, I'm buying a Elite screen. Hands down, I'm buying one. I'm not buying any other company but Elite screens. Because, you know, they tell you right there that the product is, the screen you're buying is going to be a weatherproof product. See right here? Information, right? Terms as in waterproof. Right there, all that's in there. This is what that stands for. That certification, that IP33 is a number, what it stands for. And it even has a specification sheet on what it stands for. See, and water and electric exposure. So bottom line, you don't have to worry about getting electrocuted, none of that nonsense. Everything is basically designed to be sealed, completely waterproof. Where if you basically check any of the other screens, the generic screens, they'll sit there and tell you that, oh, it's outdoor, but it won't tell you or give you any specifications on what makes it an outdoor screen. See right here, and even go into a graphic chart on how it's designed, how the housing is designed to protect against soil, objects greater than 2.5 millimeter, protection against spray or water, up to 60 degrees from the vertical. So all that information is in there. So if I'm looking for a screen, it should have a specification sheet on there telling me that it's weatherproof and why it's weatherproof, and explaining and showing why this screen has the capability to be outside, and I don't have to lift a 120-inch screen up a wall, drag it into a house every single time because I'm afraid that the outside elements are going to wreck my screen. Yeah, well, tabbies are automatically ultra short though compatible, automatically, because they lay flat. A lot of people will get a screen and think they're going to work on an ultra short throw. It's not going to happen. This is why I tell people to put multiple coats on the surface. You're not going to jack up your motorized projection screen. I've painted dozens of them. You will mess it up if you do over 30 to 40. Yeah, you will wreck one. I've actually burnt one out on camera before doing that. But if you put on about maybe 3 extra coats, and I did do a screen on camera. We have 4 motorized projection screens that we've done it with colorful art and designs on. They've been painted multiple times, and they have no problem. If you paint them about 3 or 4 times, you actually stiff that flimsy material behind it. If you buy a cheap motorized projection screen, the problem you're going to have is not so much the motor burning out on you. The problem you're going to have is basically that surface is going to be extremely flimsy, and the bar is not going to be heavy enough to actually flatten the screen. So when you hit with an ultra short throw projector, you're going to pick up the wave effect in your screen, and the image is going to look distorted, where it's going to look small on this side and high on this side, and there's going to be a dent, and yeah, that's what it's going to look like. Because the problem is that you're going to have a tabby. Now, tabby motorized projection screens lay flat every single time, literally. Let me see if I can find my tabbies on my channel. I've had a couple of tabbies. So tabbies, tensions, all of them. But the problem with the tabbies and tensions are, they are very expensive. I'm not joking with you. These are screens that can cost you an easy $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. They are not cheap. They're very expensive. That's 120-inch of a tabby, and that thing is $1,300. That's a white screen from the door. But they're worth it. If you can get a tabby, they're definitely worth it. Because you can run an ultra short throw off of it because it lays flat. But I had mine down tension. Let me see. I did one in all black for a customer. Oh man, I found this company. It doesn't exist anymore. But, hey Taco, that better not be my screen. So, there was a, cause I heard something and does some dumb stuff sometimes, I swear, but he knows to stay away from my screens. I had a company I was dealing with, they had 120-inch tabby screens for $600. Do you have any idea how hard that? I wish I'd have bought more. Oh, I wish I'd have bought more, but I bought one of them. They knew they had more, but no, they don't have any more. Attention. Motors. Motors. Let me see. Let's see. Motorized. Let's see, that's a tabby right there, the one I painted on camera. Those are tabbies. Here we are, there it is. This is it right here. 120-inch tabbies.
Okay, people, take a deep breath with me.
120, 69 jet black tabby.
Told you that we had one coming. But let me explain. FedEx, I'm sorry this will only be available within the United States. I
Put the lights on for this one.
that, but
Told you, I painted everything, man. Everything. I've had tabbies, fixed frames, 235.1s. I've had everything.
now I don't have the screen, I don't have the picture fully expanded out on the projector. It's much larger than this. I'm just using exactly just enough of it to do the demonstration. But yeah, I gotta expand the projector all the way out. Put the picture all the way out on the black screen can produce an image in a 40-bit.
And this is where I want my own motorized projection screens. That was the best tabby screen I've ever seen in my life. That sucker was jet black. Usually when you're dealing with tabbies, they're not black. This one literally was all solid black. And then to coat that black technology into it on top of that, man, we sold these at around $2,700 a pop. We sold out in the first week.
Environment, look at this.
Because there's no such thing as a black tabby screen. They don't exist. Look at the remote control that came with it.
How sexy that looks.
That remote control
Remote
is
control
sick.
looks sexy. No, that's a sexy remote control. Look at that.
Company don't make them no more.
So anyway, just having some fun here.
So when I designed my
Projection screen. Now,
when I designed my motorized for the 67 for Project 67, my motorized are going to be touchscreen. Now mine are going to be hooked up. I got ideas I can't even tell you about, which is going to be engineered. It's not going to be any motorized screen you've ever seen before in your entire life. You should know by now, we don't do things on a normal level. If I'm going to have somebody build one of these from the ground up for me, it's going to be sick.
reason why you like tension, I'm going to tell you why. Tension screens won't have the little ripples and waves that you will have in the screen when you're using an untensioned projector screen. We've used these before in the past, and we notice that you get these little ripples in the screen. You won't have a problem with this screen. This screen is actually an amazing screen. Number one, it's sleek black. It goes perfect with the Fusion Black. This is one of the contracts we signed with one of the companies that will be supplying us with these screens. Now the price.
Now, you see what I'm seeing in here? The Fusion was good, but from me basically now, from where we're at on our advanced technology now, we have now, I can see right now the white levels were too low. At that particular time, that particular stage, it was actually an amazing product. But now where we're at now in our technology and black technology, nah. Wish I can get that same screen, man, and coat it with the freaking black series. That would be freaking sick. But that is, yeah, that's the tension black screen we did right there, the black tension screen. And then I was lucky to get my hands on another tabby right here.
How's everybody doing out there? First of all, my name is Kenneth Berta. What you do with the lights out? Again, a lights out demonstration is easy, very easy. Anyone can make a screen look incredible with the lights out.
Yeah, we had that particular time, we had people fussing about, oh, you know, you got lights out. Lights out's so easy, please. That's the most easiest demonstration you can do, is a lights out demonstration. You gotta be kidding me. But it's so hard. How is it hard to do a lights out demonstration? Are you freaking kidding me? You know, projectors work better when your lights are out? Like, it's so hard. No, it's not. If your screen is having an issue struggling in the dark, that is not a good sign at all. That's extremely bad. You might need a new lamp at the end of the day. That is pretty bad.
Okay,
And you look at our technology here. Look at the image here. Right now, look at the image we have now.
okay, how we went out there today? First things first, my name is Kenneth Berta.
That's our technology now. Far more advanced. I can always go back and I can always look at the technology we have between here and there. Let me not get caught up in all of this. Let's get back to this. So yeah, those are the tabbies. The tabbies are freaking crazy expensive, but still, 130 for that ain't bad. I mean, sorry, 1,300 is not bad at all at the end of the day. 120 would have been nice, but still. But that's what I was telling you. If you look at, when you go to the Amazon, and what I warn people about is if a screen sits there and says, and they should be called on that too, they really need to be called on that. Someone needs to report that, because again, that motorized screen at 120 inch is big. It's really big. It's like 147 in length for the motor alone by itself, the base. So it's not something that you're going to be doing by yourself. It takes two people to lift that thing up and to mount it. This pretty big screen. So that's not something you're going to be taking off a stand and dragging into the house every time the weather looks a little bad. You got to drag the screen inside. That is going to be a freaking headache. But the screen they were showing you, that's not weatherproof screen at all, period. Because it gets nothing in specifications. And at that, it's a 4.3, which I don't know why they're selling 4.3 screens. They shouldn't be selling those. What in the world are they saying about that? I'm curious. What description are they giving on a 4.3? Isn't it widescreen experience? Look at that. That's pretty bad. That's a 4.3. You know how old a 4.3 aspect ratio on a screen is? What the hell are they going to say about this one here? 4.3, 120 inch. Let's see, wait until you can't stop the projector before it's all the way down to use a smaller 16:9 screen. It doesn't make any sense. What the frick are you talking about? Size and aspect ratio. 4.3 aspect ratio, 120 inch dial, you know what I'm talking about. Screen, 93.7, 69.3. Well, 4.3 is just basically 3 feet by 3 feet, 4 feet by 4 feet. That's what it is. It's basically just all even numbers. That's what it'd be, 8 feet from the top to 8 feet to side. That's what it is. Unless you're doing a 120 inch screen, which you're going to be like 5 feet by 9 feet, but still. But it doesn't really say anything here. It just says the product's weight. What would that have to do with the aspect ratio? If the screen is the product's weight, okay, and you can't stop the motorized projection screen before it's all the way down to use it as a smaller 16:9 screen. I know I just didn't read what I just read a few minutes ago. How would that even freaking work? So basically, what they're saying is you can get a 16:9 out of it if you stop the projector in mid, which means, okay, so basically if it's 16:9 and it's 8 feet by 8 feet, so it's 8 feet by 8 feet, and if you drop the projector at around 4 feet and you eliminate the other 4, which would be now make it 4 feet by 8 feet. And that's how you would actually be to achieve 16.9. Okay, so no, it doesn't make any sense. That's just stupid because then you got half of a projector, half of a projection screen. Instead of having it all the way down, it's halfway to the wall. How are you going to be able to adjust the projector to hit that? You can't use ultra short throw because you're going to have, or you definitely have to have lens shift to hit it, or you're going to have to, same way if you mount it to the ceiling, you're going to have to adjust it so it fits right in there. But what happens when you change it back to 4.3? If you bring it past it, oh, that's a freaking crazy nonsense. That's the dumbest thing I've heard in my entire life. So, okay. So say the screen is 8 feet by 8 feet, right? That's 4.3, right? It's 8 feet by 8 feet. They're saying that you can achieve 16.9 if you bring the screen halfway down and you eliminate the other 4 out of the 8, which will leave you 4. So it'd be 4 feet in height and 8 feet in length. That's what it would be. But do you know what your screen would look like? It would look bananas. That means half of your screen would be half of your screen would be out. That's what it would be. Because you can only show 4 feet of it in length in order to achieve the 16.9, which would be 4 feet by 8 feet or 4 feet by 7 feet. So if it's 7 feet by 7 feet, so the length of a 100-inch screen is 7 feet. So if it's 7 feet by 7 feet, which is 4.3, I mean, you would have to eliminate 3 of those in order to hit 4 to get a 4 by 7. That's going to work out right. That's going to work out quite well. Yeah, you're going to have people are going to come in like, why is your projector screen halfway up or halfway down, one way to the other? And I'm like, oh, I got to use it this way so I can eliminate the 7 and eliminate 3 of the 7 inches to get it to 4, so I can have a 4 by 7, which will give me a 100-inch. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. But it literally just says it right there. It says it right there. You can stop the motorized screen before it hits all the way down to use a smaller 16.9. But a 16.9 is not supposed to be smaller. That's widescreen with somewhat widescreen. You have 1610 and 235 and 239.1, but still. Oh, why would you even bother making it a 4.3? Just make it a 16.9. And at that, for $120, that is just too much money for a screen that's that old. Let's see what we have here. This would be a 16.9 motorized projection screen. At 1610, this is 110. This would be a motorized projection screen. So for $239, you get 200. Okay, for $239, you would get 110 inch at 16.9. And then at 4.3, you would pay 183. Let's put it this way. I don't even know why anyone would have, well, I had a 4.3. Unless you're doing retro gaming and you're still running your Betamax and you have VCR movies that are running in 4.3, or maybe you're just watching downloads in 4.3. That would be pretty much old movies from back in the day before the 16.9 came into effect. So that's the only thing I can see it for. You can even run 35 millimeter. 35 millimeter uses 1.1, so you're not running that at all, period. So, yeah, that baffles me right there. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. If you have to go through all that just to get a 16.9 by bringing your screen halfway down to eliminate the height of the screen in order to get a shorter height and a longer length, then what's the point? Why even bother selling a 4.3 to begin with? Now, I bought a 16.9, painted it, and converted it to a 4.3. The retro pie screen's converted to a 16.9, but it's converted to a 4.3 because it has a lot of colorful artwork around it to make it the 4.3. And then I got a 16.9 at 92 inches and basically made it a complete borderless screen, but you had 2 inches of border on each side, which at a 92 made that 96. And then with an extra 2 over the top, made it 98. That's how I was able to get out of that, a 98-inch screen. Out of, 92-inch 235.1 by coating everything in black. Whew. And that's fake. Oh, man, here we go with the Photoshop nonsense again. This is what you have to be careful about. We got to wrap this up. So what you got to be careful about when you come on here and shop, number one, you're not going to ever get an image like that. That is never going to happen. Sorry, people, but that's just not going to happen at all, period. At all. Who makes this screen? Let's see if anybody on YouTube has this thing. And bingo is his name-o. We got one right here. Oh, the TV scenario. Oh, come on. You know what the TV scenario is, right? The TV scenario, this nonsense started before gray screens came out, everything was all white screens. So you would have a TV and projection screen set up. You can use a TV in the daytime, morning, whatever, but at nighttime, you can only use the projection screen. We use the TV, we use the picture at nighttime because it's dark, you don't have a lot of light in the environment. So if you wanted to watch the big screen experience, you literally had to be in the dark. You had no choice. If you wanted to watch TV in the daytime, then you would have a TV there. So it'd be like a projection screen behind the TV. This is 10 months ago. This is sad. This is pretty bad. Especially 10 months ago, that's pretty bad. So this is what you're seeing right here. So the TV is there so they can watch TV in the daytime. And at nighttime, this is what they're going to be using. So this is the same screen we just saw. Oh, man, I hate red screens so much. So badly. I don't even want to see when it turns on. Just want to get a roller and say, this is how it's supposed to be. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to go downstairs and look at my screens. This would be a horror show for me, just to walk into a haunted house and all white screens are playing. All right, we got the roll down and roll up. All right, that's good, nice. That's right there. Yeah, roll up and roll down. This is all we're gonna do, right? All right, and now we're gonna show some demonstrations off of this. Because they're going to have to be in the dark. There's no way in the world they're going to be able to fire this up. Told you. Got to be in the dark. You can't be in the light with that. That screen would wash out completely. So that's why they have the TV there. The TV is there because they can't use the projection screen in a fully lit environment, not in the daytime hours because it washes out. But you have to be in the dark. Can we get one with the lights on? Oh, please get one with the lights on, something. Okay, that's basically about right there. We're done.
What's different about a global vacation home?
Well, that's the only one I found like that. But majority, the screens that you will see outside, like I said, when we're doing business with, we don't, even online when I'm doing business with customers, we don't bump into gray screens, or once in a while we bump into a certified, but we bump into a lot of white screens. I can hear the Imperial March music playing in the back of my head right now. Do you have any idea the technology we got downstairs, how fast we're going to be to roll over white screens that quick? We can knock out certifieds at the end of the day. This is going to be an insane trip. I'm telling you, it's going to be an insane trip. I'm going to buy myself a full-size, legit Darth Vader outfit. I'm getting myself one. Join the dark side. I can literally, every time I see a white screen, I hear the Imperial March in the back of my head. Doom, 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 doom. Join the dark side. Oh my goodness, man. What that screen would look like when we get done with it? Woo, my goodness, man. You just don't know people. Look at this. And meanwhile, that's everybody else. This is us.
Doing out there, first things first. My name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of Luminous 4K screen painting using Ambulance. Those of you who are using that for a dedicated
That's us.
Screens do not have the ability to absorb excess light. Take the lights out in the environment. just to show you what you're missing.
Yeah. And that's what I said. Yeah, it's supposed to be able to operate a screen in that much light. So the problem with white screens, they don't pick up at all, period. But the thing about it is, let's recap all this. The bottom line is, people, no, you go to Amazon, you see that screen, you're not going to get that image. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Unless the screen is explaining that it has outdoor capabilities, don't go near them because it's a good chance to get electrocuted or a good chance for you to pay all this money for a screen and it gets damaged. Good gracious, man, I swear, that's the worst. That screen, you couldn't even really display that screen the way it should have been displayed. That's bad. And the thing about it, we see white screens, they're a dime a dozen, they're all over the place. And like I explained to you at the end of the day, there's no way in the world you're going to be able to get that contrast in color. You can't see it. Your projector can't register, it can't pick it up, it can't see it. Any projection screens you see in 4.3, do not buy them, because 4.3 means you will not be using any form of 16:9 aspect ratio on that screen. It is not going to work. And the fact for them to advise you to have the screen halfway up, so that way you can eliminate the length of the screen in order to achieve some kind of 16:9 display is pretty sad. So this is the kind of stuff you have to watch out for. That's not real. That's not going to happen. Our coding is the only coding that is going to allow you to be able to achieve what we do in our demonstrations every single day. Again, if someone's telling you that a great product will fix it, it will not fix it. It's not going to happen. They don't pick up, they don't register. And the white screen doesn't even register at all, period. And the only option you do have is you can go near the gunmetals if you want to get those. Those are superior, good screens at the end of the day, but if you got deep pockets, that's $3,000, $5,000 you're going to be paying for, and you will pay more because the screen is going to require a special projector for ultra short throw applications. That's definitely going to happen. And our technology, well, bottom line is, we basically can beat certifies, we can display in fully lit environments, and if I want, I can go downstairs and I can watch a football game while my screen is sitting almost next to a ceiling at 106 inches with my projector and all my lights on in the environment. So this is why we tell you at the end of the day that when it comes down to it, before you go out and you make your purchase, you watch our demonstrations, and then you compare our demonstrations to everybody else. If I were to type in on YouTube, simple, ambient light projection screens. Let's get this real quick. I think I'm in my channel with this one. And let's see if we can find one demonstration to match the display I just did today, which was 127 inch, 19 feet back, 600 by 800 res, 720p in a bay of windows that was displaying outer space. And the other one at 106 inches, another 720p projector that had windows in front of it, an open door, and that screen was raised to the top with a ceiling light was actually making contact with the screen at all times.
So you've heard bigger is not always better. However,
That is completely washed out. That's supposed to be jet black.
100 inches of AR above the screen says that you may
Lights had to go out. That's the only way you can get the screen to generate.
be looking at this ambient light projecting screen.
Now they're talking about an ambient light rejection screen, but they're doing the demonstration in the dark.
On farmer screen says that you may well be wrong. In today's video, my friends, we're going to be looking at this ambient light projecting screen from Varba. We'll be showing you how to put it together and giving you a bit more information. Let's take a closer look.
That environment, did I just come out of my video? I did come out of my video. What the freak just happened? Coming from many people. Here we go. So just this example right here. What's the point of doing that? That doesn't make any sense at all, period. You're not showing anything at the end of the day, because again, as I said before, unless you have an image there, you can show that the screen is basically maintaining an image in a fully lit environment. What's the point of putting a light against the screen when there's nothing there? That doesn't make any sense. I never could understand that. I swear, I literally think a lot of these things that these do with these screens are absolutely just fake demonstrations just to basically cover something up. That's absolutely horrible. That is washed out. Color's washed out. Look at this. You can't even make out. His sweater, that's supposed to be jet black. That's supposed to be jet black. That's supposed to be jet black. You know how I can tell? Look at this. Look at that. That's the first thing I do when I watch a demonstration. I'm looking at contrast. So I'm looking at objects in the environment that are black. See the shelf? It's not matching. When I do my demonstrations, you see my black sofas and everything, they all match the screen. Everything matches in black. That image is washed out. If the contrast washes out, that means the image is washed out.
That it just gives an incredible vibrancy.
Now see how dark the level is now? Because the lights are out.
And that 100 inches just looks better than ever. And although I did have a similar size screen there before, it just feels better that the...
What the heck is that? What's that at the end of the day? This is where I close the video at. Tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about fake ambient light projection technology. We're not bothering with the paints, the other products, because we already know from the door what they are. We're just a waste of my time. As I said before, there's no point in talking about them at the end of the day. If they can't do the same test demonstrations we do, if they can't back their products, I'm not wasting my time with it. So we're talking about the high-end screens, because that's the only one we really got our eyes on. That's where I got to leave it at, because again, how are you calling this an ambient light projection screen, and this is the display that you're showing me with just a little bit of light hitting the screen, and the majority of the environment it's dark. Look at the lights they have peppered out in the environment to try to make it look as well lit in there. That is freaking, that's really messed. That's, ugh. What in the world are we doing?
wide open. Okay, so I'm using the Varva 4K projector. It's ultra, very good job. The book.
He really didn't show a lot. Why are you not showing a lot? Why are you, where's this starting? Where's this begin?
Day of the year where we get brilliant sunshine coming right through that window, and as you can see, the image.
Perfect example. Remember when I told you when they display a lot of light in the environment, they will stick to images that are really high, white, bright colors because something's going to fade less? Where he should have did this with a star demonstration, contrast demonstration, something that would fade to the screen. A lot of bright, vivid colors like red, blue, green, they'll stick to white levels. If they do a white level display, this is going to wash out less.
Image is still really good. The ambient light projecting material really does a very good job.
No, it doesn't, because right here, I can see right here, this is black, this is not black. Her hair is not even black, but this is black.
The blind is wide open. Okay, so I'm using the Varva 4K projector. It's ultra short throw. It gives that 100 image from around about 20 centimeters away from the wall. So it's a really convenient projector if you don't want to have wires through the ceiling and a projector on the other end of the room. I'll try and find some links in the description for...
I can't listen anymore of this. This is so badly. Look at that. That is absolutely bad right there. If it's an ambient light rejection technology, you should not have the lights out. Anytime in that demonstration, lights should never ever be turned out. When you're doing an ambient light projection demonstration, lights are always supposed to be on, because that's what you're talking about. An ambient light projection technology, so why are your lights out at the end of the day? That doesn't make any sense. So your lights are supposed to be on. All that should have been displayed with the lights on from beginning to end. And again, contrast levels not matching, because look at the black here compared to the black there. It's not even matching. This is gray. This is gray. That's black. And I'm gonna do my tutorial probably 2 days from now. This is really ticking me off. It really is. I just don't see how people find this to be acceptable. This is the most horrible thing I've ever seen. This is garbage. This is absolute garbage. Trying to hold my tongue on this. See, that's why I understand why people think Ramsey is a jerk at the end of the day. He's not a jerk. He's a man. He's passionate about his work. He expects better. He expects better. He expects better. He expects better. And then you go into a restaurant and you taste this crap. You expect better. Just like this technology right here. What the freak am I looking at here? This is supposed to be a technology at the end of the day? Are you kidding me? This is my competition? This is what we have to worry about? Oh my goodness. I'm going to try not to rant. You're talking about ambient light rejection technology, and you're constantly turning the lights off, and you're in the dark, and you're talking about how amazing the image looks. The image would look incredible if it got that image, which is not even a good image, but at least that image with the lights on. But all this is going to wash out. This is all going to wash out at the end of the day. Oh, wow. Freaking unbelievable. I'm just trying to keep myself from basically losing it. This is why I can't be in a room with, it would never work. I could never be in a room with, if I was ever in a room with somebody from the CEO, from Elite Screens or any one of these companies, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. I literally would lose it on them. I would like, what the freak were you doing in that demonstration? What the heck were you thinking? A demonstration what he did when he had the Epson projector sitting right against the wall. He even had windows on the opposite side of that. So I guess the light's supposed to come out, wrap around, and hit the screen. That's what's supposed to happen. That's the poorest demonstration I ever saw in my entire life. What the frick was going on with the windows at the end of the day? You said your windows were open. Those windows weren't open. I couldn't even see objects on the other side. Bet you $100 you had them on a slant. Then when I slowed the camera down, I noticed you had a window on the far end that wasn't even open. That was closed too on top of that. That's the most phoniest demonstration I've ever seen in my entire life. Man, get away from me. Literally, that's why I couldn't work with them. I couldn't work with them. The guy from freaking Dream Media, yeah, I saw that video. It triggered everything in me. It just triggered everything. Why are you that close to the screen? That's supposed to be a well-lit environment. I thought the lights were already off. Clearly, I thought the lights were already off in that demonstration. And then when they turned it on, the box was pulling up the exact same image. The brown cardboard box was pulling up the exact same image as the other screens were. And then they're doing a demonstration of a car traveling back on a road. Where's the contrast? Where's the color pattern? Where's the white level demonstrations? And that's supposed to be a fully lit environment. We didn't show one angle game because we went from side to side. Certain screens started to pick up the narrow viewing cone effect. Like, are you kidding me? And that is an acceptable demonstration at the end of the day? This is the reason why I didn't want them having my product, because you're not going to tear my product down by sticking it in that dark environment. I have ambient light rejection technology. We don't have to be stuck in controlled environments. So there's no way in the world you're going to downgrade my product by sticking it in that freaking dungeon at the end of the day. No. If I take your product and I bring it down here, I guarantee you, bar none, not only will I turn that screen into a white sheet of paper, but you will not be able to maintain the environment even at a 720p projector at 1,000 lumens. That's what I'm talking about. I get triggered when I see these people telling me, oh, it's not supposed to look that way. You guys write all this freaking protocol by telling people that they have to have an ambient light rejection. You have to have 4K. You have to calibrate your projector and blah, 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 blah. That's bullcrap. This is why they don't like us in forum sites to begin with. Because I'll sit there and laugh at you at the end of the day and say, no, that's not supposed to be done that way. I can show you how it's done. Pull out my old 1990 lumen projector and basically do the demonstration without a calibrated, without an expensive projector at the end of the day. Oh yeah, that would definitely hurt the industry at the end of the day. Definitely would hurt them at the end of the day. Because they're going to sell you a projector with a 2 million to 1 contrast attached to it that you will never ever freaking see black levels on it. Never see it. Oh, they'll lie to you and tell you, oh, you're seeing a contrast over 100% black levels. You're not seeing jack at the end of the day. You're not even picking up a decent black level. You're just picking up darker shades of gray. That's what you're picking up. And the more money you spend on a screen, the darker shade of gray you're going to be able to pick up off that machine. Which means if you start off on a white screen, you're not picking up so much. A mid-gray screen, you're picking up something a little bit. You get on a gunmetal screen, you're picking up a lot better than those are picking up at the end of the day. But you got to spend $3,000 to $5,000 for that screen in order to utilize the color darker gray. And then what happens when you hit a black screen? Well, you just turn that option off because you won't need it because you have a black screen. Because your projector in the next room that has 100:1 or 2000:1 contrast will pick up a higher contrast level on that screen compared to your screen that has a 2,000,000:1 on a gray screen. So you just bought a projector for a 2,000,000:1 that you will never ever use. Yeah, that's what I hate about the industry. That's why me and the industry don't get along. And people say, well, look, you can just play nice. You just come on here, do a dark demonstration, get a high-end projector, calibrate your machine, and tell people in order to utilize the screen for your best view and pleasure, you have to be in an ambient light controlled environment to set the environment. And then what you want to do is you want to use this high-end 4K projector with 2,000,000:1 contrast to pick up those darker black levels that you need to lie. All freaking lies. Well, the fun thing about it is, if they ever want me to prove it, which they don't want me to, because again, the minute you lay your technology against that black technology, we're going to have to do another tutorial. I know what's going to happen. These screens always trigger me. I don't think I can do a tutorial. I don't even think that's even possible because these screens trigger me in the wrong way. Oh my goodness, these screens are so freaking horrible. Man. And for people to sit there and say, oh, but you think you're so high and mighty. No, I test my stuff at the end of the day. I can back everything up. I have so much stuff on my website. I've done so many demonstrations. And you mean to tell me this man just sat there and spent almost, I don't think, how much were these projectors when they first came out? I think they were $4,100 or something like that, or 31, or so they're way up there for that projector, for that screen, because I know that screen's about $600, $700, because I tried to get a sample of that, and they wouldn't let me get the sample. But I do know that, and you spent all this money to be stuck in the dark, and it's an ultra short throw. That's what makes it even more, it's sitting right on top of the screen. Good gracious. I can hit that at 150 inches on a $60 projector. This is not good. So good gracious, my friend's going to contact me, like, can you get through one tutorial without going in on a rant? I said, I can't help it. It's supposed to be better than that. All that money you just spent for that machine, you mean to tell me that that's it? I got to look this up for a minute. I got to check out something real quick. Something's going on me real quick. I got to see something. This is not going to be YouTube. I can't put on, I just ranted. I went off. I can't take it. I can't stand when they don't do screens correctly. Let me look at this real quick. Ultra short throw, ambient light projection. Let's bring this up. I tried to keep this normal today, Mr. Bird. Oh, my goodness. My goodness. So washed up. Who came with the ingenious idea that a gray screen was used for ultra short throw? This is the reason why I can't deal with these people at the end of the day. Do you see that screen right there? That's my technology. The one that looks like a TV, that's me. Look at this. Are we going to be in the dark for this one? I'm going to ultra short the projector. We're not going to be in the dark, are we? Lights are on. Oh, the TV scenario. Come on, please. I can't do it. You know, it's sad. I know these videos because I do these videos every day. I do these videos. That is so washed out. That is so bad. And you know why? You know the screen is washed out? The bottom of the screen should have black bars. And if you can't see the black bars, that's the first sign that the screen is completely washed out. That is absolutely horrible. And that's my projector firing off right now. I think my lamp is about to go. The absolute is supposed to be black. That's supposed to be bright yellow. those are supposed to be flowers that should be fluorescent purple, like a really high raised purple with some bits of yellow in it. My goodness. No, let me see. Oh, it's so washed out. Look at that. Well, what's the point of doing the demonstration? You're sitting there, you got the lights on for this? The lights on at any given time for this? No, lights were never turned on. Look at the caption. Ultra short throw, ambient light projection screen, and look at the environment. So you have an ultra short throw, it's sitting that close to the screen, and you're in an environment that dark. And so this is how your apartment's gonna look every day, or basically your house is gonna look every day. That's pretty bad. Environment should never be that dark. I swear, I can't do it. There's no way in the world. I want to pay somebody out to do the tutorial because I can't do it. I just can't. I don't know how in the world that's possible. And you got an ultra short throw projector sitting right up on top of the screen. I don't know how. And this image is coming up. You have to be in that darkness to get that to work. Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. I gotta go eat some cereal, watch some cartoons, and play again. This is why I don't like to do the tutorials, because the tutorials cause me a trigger. I can't stand when people have crappy products at the end of the day and they can't back up their products and they're stuck in these dark environments. That's what triggers me. Freaking unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. This is why it triggers me. And sitting in these dark environments with a projector kissing the screen. I'm, oh, the color looks fantastic. That would be great. No, it looks horrible. It looks absolutely horrible. There's no way in the world somebody angle this right. That's supposed to like that. See that black background? See that goldfish moving back and forth? My goodness, I swear. Made my chest tighten up on that one. My goodness, I swear. 16K demonstrations, YouTube. If you don't leave my cord alone, please. Unbelievable. I don't get it, people. That's just me. Because that is the way my passion that I put into my work. That's what it comes down to.
Blinded.
I expect for a screen to do better. It's supposed to be realistic. It's supposed to pop. It's supposed to come to life. Not look like it's washed out. Every time it works, because you got to turn the lights out. What, a 720p? Discontinued 2012 Chrissy projector. Don't get it. Hey, Taco, you want some glasses? And he's showing you pictures of a cat. That's my picture of a cat right there on a 720p projector. No calibration, no kissing the screen. None of that fully lit environment. I raised the screen up so basically it can hit the ceiling, so we have plenty of light making contact with the ceiling. We can even walk over. Hey, kitty, kitty. And we can look outside at the same time and look at my screen on a 109-degree viewing angle while we got light making contact with the screen. And these guys are doing these demonstrations in poorly lit environments. So dark in the environment, you couldn't even make out the radiator sitting in the background. And have the nerd sit there and say, look at the quality. That's ambient light rejection. No, that's not ambient light rejection. That's the fakest ambient light rejection I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh man, this is going to be rough to do, man. This is going to be rough to do. I have to fight my tongue while I do these demonstrations. And you got people selling motorized projection screens that are not outdoor. You can mess around, electrocute somebody at the end of the day with that nonsense. And yeah, how fast that screen's going to get wrecked. It's a 120-inch screen. That's a big screen. Any water, any moisture, anything hits that thing, and that's it. You got a dead motor on you, sitting on your hands. And then probably replacing it's going to be a headache at the end of the day. Of course, you definitely would win that in court with no problem whatsoever. And he's got a 4.3? Are you kidding me? Then you're going to tell me in a 4.3, I'm going to take a screen I just paid money for, that I got to bring it down halfway so I can basically equivalence to almost getting a 16:9 format. This is what the industry's coming to. This is what it is. My goodness. This is why it's going to be such a cakewalk. So my concerns to the house paint makers at the end of the day, this is the reason why we don't care about what you do at the end of the day, because again, we already know what you do. That's it. My gripe is toward these certifieds and these other companies that are producing this crap at the end of the day, or them too, at the end of the day, that basically, oh man, it's just freaking unbelievable. Frustrates the daylights out of me. And yet I can sit here on a 720p projector and do this at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, they're so absorbed with this, it's got to be a high-end projector. And at the end of the day, but it's a screen at the end of the day. That's the crappiest thing I've ever seen on this screen. How in the world is the absolute freaking gray and the flowers in the background are just all washed out and faded out? My goodness. All right, let me play something here. I'm going to eat a bowl of cereal, kill some zombies today, something to get this off my chest. This is why when you see me look at screens and I sit there and say, it looks like trash, it looks like trash, you like trash, because it's supposed to look a certain way. It's supposed to look like a TV. You shouldn't have to spend money for an expensive projector. You shouldn't have to be stuck in dark environments. You shouldn't have to calibrate projectors and all that other nonsense at the end of the day. We're not in the solid era anymore. We're not using 35mm film and none of that nonsense. The technology we have now is way beyond what we used to have, and yet we're still stuck in these dark environments with over-calibrated projectors, expensive machines. At the end of the day, you will never get a chance to see the color on that projector because your screen can't see it. See the transition? I can go right into a black zone. That fast, that quick. Pop back out in the bright colors. I can't use it because I have windows. I can't use it because my lights are on. What the heck you just spent $7,000 or $8,000 for? Remember the episode? I'm thinking about the Bernie Mac when he gets off the freaking cell and he just starts smacking people. This is why I can't go to one of the electronic shows. It ain't gonna work out too well. Now, what the heck is that crap I'm looking at the end of the day? I wouldn't be disrespectful called crap, but that's what I'll be thinking in my head. Like, what is that? Oh, man, freaking cheesy. Now, some people say, oh, you must be jealous. I don't care about what... No, jealousy ain't got nothing to do with it. I couldn't care less. Ain't got nothing to do with it. If I was basically into the sellout game, I would have been gone a long time ago. You would have never saw this stuff to begin with. It's about producing a good product. That's what it comes down to. Because the customer is the one, in the end, that basically gets dogged over in the process. Only options they have, if our technology wasn't in the picture, the only option they would have is white screen, and you've seen the nightmare behind those jokers, or untested screen paint products, which again, can't back them up. Half that stuff is matching house paint at the end of the day, and they still haven't backed up half that stuff. How are you going to sell a product you haven't even tested yet? Where does that even come from? Can't pose any test demonstrations, nothing. And then they don't know nothing about their products because everything they have on their website, they literally can't back it up. And then you got the certified screens at the end of the day. Overpriced, expensive screens, yes, they can do what they're designed to do. But again, it's a lot of money for a piece of technology at the end of the day that has some serious hangups. At the end of the day, sometimes they can't be used in flooded environments. You can't use them with ultra short throw projectors. Definitely not use them with any machines I have over here at the end of the day because they won't let you use them because again, they require you to use a 4K projector or something a lot more advanced. Because that's what they're using on their screens. And then you got our technology. It overpowers the certified screen. The cost to customer is far less money. The customer doesn't have to go out and spend money for a 4K projector because he has to have it. He can use a 720p and still get an amazing image. Ain't about the haves and the have-nots anymore. It's what you call evening the playing field. On our turn, it's pretty much upsetting it, but who cares? They've gotten lazy. They don't. It's not about for them. It's all about money.
Face a far longer road to adoption.
It's all about money. If it was about quality, the screens would have been better. $270 projector, 720p. Yeah, it's supposed to be a tutorial about white screens, but man, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I hate when people don't do their job right. I can't stand it. It ticks me off. I expect better, especially for the money people are paying at the end of the day. It should be better. So I apologize for my losing my temper a little bit there, but again, I expect better. This is a field I love. I love what I do for a living. I love home theater. I love projection. I love everything about it. This is something I love to do, and I can't stand it when somebody takes something that I love to do and they turn it into that freaking nightmare of a mess over there. It shouldn't look like that. And it's a shame because customers think that this is supposed to be the normal. That's not the normal. I talk to so many people every day, and it's the same thing I hear. When they bought this projector, they got this screen, it's not doing exactly what they thought it was going to do. It doesn't look the same way. That's why I can't wait to get the storefront and get set up. I'm not going to have people come down to the storefront. They can see the screens and all that stuff. They can see it firsthand. They can see how it's supposed to be done. All right, people, I went over my time here. I have got to, I'm done for the day. That pretty much did it for me right there. I am going to get me a big bowl of cereal and watch some cartoons right here. And I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day. But as I said before, do your research, look before you leap. Even when it comes to my company, if you don't trust me at the end of the day, go through my website, do your research. That's what you do. See if you can find anybody who matches our demonstrations at the end of the day. I don't even know how. I'm going to get around doing tutorials because that stuff triggers me so badly. It's not even funny. It's just, I just expect for that, all that money for that projector. That screen had a nerve to show a bunch of cats on the screen in that dark environment with an ultra short throw projector, literally kissing the screen. And that's the result you get out of a machine. Oh, well, that's just trash. Absolutely trash. There's no way in the world. I would love to be to sit down with these guys who developed these screens. Like, what are we doing here? What are you doing at the end of the day? You're going to show me ambient light rejection technology. Show me ambient light rejection. Don't show me a room where you're going to turn the lights off and put them on. Turn the lights on and put them on. And turn the lights. Oh, my goodness. I'd rather salt lick a barbed wire fence before watching that again. All right, gotta go. Thank you all, and God bless.